Hey everybody. Yeah, I know it's 10:15 and I usually do these coffee meetings around 11, but I got way too much to do today. Thankfully, I completed all of my movie viewing of Gangs of New York last night, so I didn't have to go through that all day today for tonight's movie club. What's up, SJ? Good to see you. I've got my elevation blend brewed and chilled already because it's going to be another beautifully sunny, warm day. I'm trying to work. What's up, Rev? Trying to get myself ready to go as quick as possible. I have to write the 7 o'clock show, get my notes together for the 9 o'clock, and what's up? A ninja's here. It's good to have you here, Ninja. Bright and early, says Robert Williams. Yes, RJ. For you, 7:15, but parents don't sleep in. Good morning. Good morning, Michael. How are you? Good morning. Let me get rid of this. See, the Keto Brainz comes with these little... Only if you have to. Ain't nothing better than taking the long stem. So if you're already up, I mean, this is one way. I'm giving myself a good, nice big dose today. Finally caught me a lot. Well, it's good to have you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I've got some things to talk about here. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, what your thoughts from over the weekend were. Jay Gulinello's coming on tonight, so the first hour we're going to be just like rifling through news from the weekend. I can't wait to just have a nice little chuckle to ourselves about not just necessarily Stephen Colbert, but what's going on with late night television. It's a market reaction, and it's a very natural one. Anybody who runs a business is beholden to these forces of nature, okay? And for so long, they just weren't beholden to this stuff. And I can't wait to talk about it tonight because there's so many liberals out there that are like, this is, the censorship will not stand. It's not censorship. You're completely alienating yourself. There's nothing left. It's going to be good tonight. So that'll be the first hour. We're just going to rifle through some news. Second hour, we're going to have, we're going to be talking about the, that Ozempic news that I didn't get around to the other week. I wanted to talk about this with Jay because it opens up the topic of the use of peptides and maybe even bioregulators. This is incredible science that I want to know more about. And I know that our friend Molly from Keto Brainz is actually in the peptide market. And my wife is now going to be on the BPC 157? What the hell is it? Yeah, BPC 157. For, this is really good for gut neurogenesis, I guess. But a lot of other, they call this the Wolverine peptide because it's really good with healing injuries, especially when it comes to joints, but also the gut. So I can't wait to learn about that. Because that'll give me a chance to bring Molly from Keto Brainz on. And that's my thought for tonight. But, there's a lot of wiggle room in the first half to talk about whatever. So I wanted to see what you guys are talking about. It's only considered the Wolverine stack when you add TB 500 into the mix. Well, I will bring that up with Molly. How do you stack it so that you become a Wolverine? Good morning, Bob. Good to see you. Hello from Sydney. That's another reason why I love doing these morning streams whenever I can, because we get to talk to people in other time zones. Even though when we go live, Australia is usually in the mid to late morning the next day. It's Europe that really gets the shaft. So hello to all of our Europeans. especially the Irish. Watching Gangs of New York, it's all Irish. I got some great thoughts on that tonight. Yeah, here's the other thing I was thinking about, and you guys let me know. I want to see if my buddy Vinny would be down for it. But tonight is going to be a members only film club for Gangs of New York. I'm thinking, what if next Monday, the 28th, we do a public film club for Over the Top? Remember we were talking about Over the Top, Sylvester Stallone? What if we do a fun public film club for Over the Top? I would only do it if I have a friend of mine co-host it with me, because I know we can just riff on it and make jokes. This is something you're going to need somebody to make jokes with. But if I can do that, would you guys go out and watch Over the Top again so that we can have some fun with this? The perfect blend of custody battles and truck driving and underground arm wrestling. It's the greatest story ever told, outside, of course, the story of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's a close second. I would love to do Over the Top, and maybe that's what we can do. Let's see. I just laugh like Paulie Walnuts over here thinking about Over the Top. I think we should be good. Drovel thinks it's good. We should do it. Oh, this hits. This blend is nice. And I use the firework cup too. BPC 157 is the best. Okay, so then NorCal already knows about it. This is one of the best things that I've ever done, incorporating into my daily routines, especially in the morning when I'm in a fasted state or whatever. This hits and I am spinning plates, man. Well, I'm not that tall. I'm about 5'11" and a hair. But this is the iPad is on my kitchen counter, kind of angled up at me, so I look like a giant. A giant. But it's good to know that some of you guys already know what that peptide is, because I have a lot of learning to do, and I just know it's getting around. Top of the morning to you, Justin. How are you? Merlin. Over the Top shows how badass and fun truck stops used to be. That movie rules. Now, Michael, when you say that, are you talking from a point of experience that truck stops really were this big, bustling center of commercial humanity? And what? What do you think? That would be awesome if I can get a couple of people, if I can, all throughout this week, if we do that, if I get some old school truckers to leave us some voicemails for that night that we do Over the Top. Tell us about truck stops in the 1980s. Is this what was going on? Was everybody arm wrestling each other? Did everybody have ridiculous names like Crusher? Oh, that's Crusher. I love those. I love those names. I love those 1980s cool names. Cool guy names like Crusher and Tank. Now that the pardons have to be re-signed by Donald Trump, do you think it's a target-rich environment or a nothing burger? Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'll just sit back and watch. You know what I would be doing? I'd be taking no names. I'd be taking names, and there'd be no quarter given. But I don't know. There's planners. There's people who hope there's a plan, and we'll see. We shall see. The handling of the Epstein thing, whether that was a deliberate torpedoing by one person or another, I don't know. But if that were not in the, like, I would have rather been strung along. I said, listen, there's a time and place for that. It's under our, there's like, all you would have to have done, like, go back to Pam Bondi and Phase 1 binders in front of the White House, everybody holding open those ridiculous folders like they're trophy fish. You go back to that, and even if you just fed people, hey, it's under, we're taking it under advisement. We don't have anything to say on it right now, but whatever. You just give people a little something without getting too deep into promises and whatever. You just think about its absence in the news cycle right now, what the landscape would look like. I'm just thinking from a PR standpoint. Like, if you did know that you were never going to give anybody anything, why the hell would you ever even make it part of the conversation? You know? Because people would be able to cope with, all right, well, you know what? Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. They're being quiet about it. They're trying to make sure it's an airtight case, one thing or another. And in the meantime, we're getting all these economic victories and stuff like that. Stephen Colbert and late night television is tanking. It would have been such a better atmosphere. But Phase 1, Phase 2, Maureen Comey, oh my God. You know, and I want obviously disclosure and exposure, but I'm just thinking from a PR standpoint, who the hell needs all this? Mainstream plan trusting feels like Q on roids. But you know what? There's always, Justin, here's the thing. There's always been plan trusting. There's always been plan trusting. In one way or another. Q was really a galvanizing time happening, something like that. Like, that is where, under one umbrella, so many things that people have been looking out for, researching, and pushing for with disclosure, one thing or another, and theorizing about, got consolidated. You know, it's so, now if you talk about anything that is occulted or maybe, you know, bureaucratic in nature, that you think that there's some sort of an ulterior motive to transform society or the world or one thing or another, how is it written about now? The media writes about it as, oh, this smacks of Q conspiracy and all that stuff. They just created an umbrella category for things that people have always been interested in to one degree or another. Of course, it went very mainstream. So, you know, that's why we do our thing, man. We have some fun. Why is 72 degrees in the summer different from 72 degrees in the winter indoors? I don't know, John. Humidity? A breeze? The sun. Sunlight. Because if you stand in front of a glass storm door in the wintertime, when it's a bright sunny day, but otherwise cold on the other side of the glass, it gets hot. Hey Frank, I thought yous was a Mets fan. What the hell ever gave you that thought? I mean, I don't have a problem with the Mets. I feel bad for a lot of their fans, and some of them are just delusional. and they have major inferiority complex. They're constantly looking to see what the Yankees are doing, and they hallucinate all of this attention that we pay them as fans, and we just don't care. You know, I'd never root against the Mets unless they were playing the Yankees. But Mets fans, they just make it so hard sometimes because it's just like the annoying little brother, just like, I just wanted to have a nice afternoon. Why are you being so obnoxious? Shut up. Shut up. And then at the third, then you say, okay, now I got to do something about it. I don't know. I don't know. They've got issues over there in Queens, but the Yankees have now what you can pencil in as a yearly midsummer collapse. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't make the playoffs themselves. I don't know. All right, sniper fire from the balcony. For us, it was the Athletics. It was the the Athletics, because it was a pickup team. Hey, you know what I saw? I'll just keep reading what you guys are putting in the chat room. But I was reading the Epic Times today, and this little section, I said, you know what? This will be good to talk about. Frank, thinking back to years growing up with Anthony, the annoying younger brother. Oh yeah, but I was more of a bitch and a bastard. Anthony had his things, but you know, I was more of an my mother used to call me the silent antagonizer. Because if you were in another room, you would never hear me. You would hear Anthony screaming. Scream, stop it! Something. And my mother would know, yeah, Frank, what the hell's Frank doing? But you can never hear me. So I'd be silently antagonizing Anthony from another room, and that's what I would that's what I miss the most. That's what I would miss the most. Like I told you guys, you know, walking into the room, even little things that would piss him off after a while. If I walk in with a phone, I said, you know, I have the cordless phone. I go, Aunt, what? It's for you. And he'll go, what? 'Cause I said, CNN. CNN is called. I told him CNN's on the phone. The news is calling for him. The first time I did that, he was actually curious. What? They're doing a story on the gayest person on earth, and they want to talk to you. And he's like, just shut up. Shut up. You're gay. That's the best. And now to this. Actually, hold on a second. Where the hell is it? Let me see here. Which one's my 40th birthday? I kept some of these cards. I got wonderful cards. Where's Anthony's? Where the hell's Anthony's card? He referenced that in his card. He said, by the way, Frank, CNN called. They're doing it. Come on, where the hell is it? Son of a bitch. Well, it's somewhere in there. So the joke lived on, and at least we were able to grow past it. But I would advise you all, if you have a younger brother, you are more than welcome to do that. Barge into the room, seem very like urgent, like there's something interesting going on. Some sort of a news outlet has called. They want to talk to your younger brother. They're doing a story on the gayest person live. And see what they do. See what they say. I think that it's customary. I pass it on to you. Okay, let's see. I had sisters who were 13 years older than me, and I still got my shots in. Almost never got caught too. And I never got caught neither. All right, Frank, Rangers or Islanders? I'll pull for the Rangers, but I don't really watch hockey that much. I got to get more into hockey. I just don't want to add any other extracurricular sports watching into my life. I'd rather relax with something that's going to relax me. Because once I get invested in a team, once I get invested in a competition, I don't enjoy it. I get pissed off at incompetence. I want the other team to not only lose, but to be embarrassed, to have their families shamed. And if I don't get that, it's not satisfying. The competition is I get way too competitive. So I figure baseball for 6 months and loosely following the Dallas Cowboys because they have been a disappointment since I was 10. That's good enough for me. I can never get into basketball. I watched a little bit of the Knicks as the Knicks were progressing through the playoffs. And so I'm watching the game clocks and everything. So I'm doing math constantly. Like, oh, they're screwed, and I'm getting pissed off. And for the team, I don't even watch. I just get very competitive. So I'd rather just. And then for those of you who have tuned into any of my Twitch streams, where I'll actually play MLB The Show. When I lose, I'd rather lose big than lose a close game because it's like I take a shot glass of poison and then go about my day. So, Toronto Blue Jays are the best. In which century? They were pretty good for a couple of years in the last part of the 20th century. I know they're in first place right now by 3 games, but let's calm down a little bit. Anyway, Gio, I'm just joking. I'm joking, Gio. Okay, so here, a couple of these things I'm going to read off to you. Life paradoxes that change how you live. Let me know what you think about these. Exercise for more energy. It's true. That's true, ladies and gentlemen. It does. And when you exercise and you build muscle cannibalizes more and more fat for the energy it's going to need to maintain that new tissue. So that's why you got to do resistance-based workout to build muscle if you want to burn fat just by walking around. Here you go. Katie is an A&M fan. I tried getting into college football a long time ago too, so I deferred with Texas teams, and I pulled for the Longhorns for like 1 or 2 years, and I was just like, this is too much work. I can't. I don't have the time anymore. I'll watch it if it's on, just because it's a game, and if I'm hanging out with people, got a hookah packed. All right, helping isn't always helpful. Sometimes the best way to help people isn't to do things for them, but to actually do less for them and encourage them to take on more responsibility. I agree. By the way, you can get Keto Brainz for 20% off if you use promo code Frankly. Clear, focused energy. Clear, focused energy, no crash, all amino acids and healthy fats so that your brain just... I'm feeling good right now. It's already getting to me because I got an empty belly. More structure means more freedom. This is true. This is true. Whenever I feel like there's a little bit too much chaos in my life, something's off, the first thing I do is clean everything. Everything. I thoroughly clean the house, the office. I go to the studio, I have a cleaning day. Then I get into the computers and I reorganize all of my folders on the computers. I reorganize my bookmarks. I take out my formats and I clean up the formats. I make sure that I got my scheduling done, whatever. That's huge. And then after all that, a nice hard workout, a shower and a shave, Boom. This is true, man. It's almost like back in the day, you know, in the 1990s when everybody's going out and getting their first PCs, you had to learn just basic maintenance of that PC. So you do your scan disk, you do your defrag, scan disk and defrag, defragmenting your life. You guys remember the old defrag, the defrag screen, the whole thing where you can actually just watch the computer get color coded into proper order. Like all the files and components of the computer is being put back into order after being fragmented from just daily use. You guys remember that? Yeah, man. That's what it's like. The illustration was awesome. I would sit there like an idiot and just watch the computer visually get defragmented. It was awesome, man. Okay, let's see here. So more structure, more freedom, because then you know where your pockets of freedom are really going to be and how you can do other things, like what I incorporated, like 20 minutes of Italian at the end of the night, 20 minutes of drums in the middle of the day, just get the rudiments in and all that stuff. Want to be more productive? Try resting. Spending time on leisure activities might actually boost your productivity. Yeah. I was told by a friend of mine, very high-powered guy in corporate America, at one point at least, and he said that he would always confuse and confound a lot of the people that he worked with whenever he had some sort of a challenge that he could not figure out. That would be, on a day where he couldn't figure out an issue, would be one of the prime days that he would take an afternoon to go play golf, or even take an extended weekend and go on a vacation. And that's, I've actually felt that kind of rush of inspiration and creativity come back to me after the weekends that I take a summer Friday. And I'll tell you, man, it's made me reevaluate just how many times, how often, if the 5-day broadcast week is something that is going to keep up forever. I don't know. Just because I feel like there's such a rush on a Monday. Anyway, just thoughts. Is that a newspaper? Yes, how quaint. Absolutely, it is. Admitting that you don't know can make you wiser. It is. It's fantastic. If you improvise an answer, you're going to be less likely to go out there and actually find the answer. I like saying I don't know, because then I start getting bothered by the fact that I don't know what it is, and I want to be able to give an adequate answer the next time I'm asked. So I go out and I research a lot of stupid shit. Like, for example, from a botanical standpoint, I had to explain to Aurora what a fruit was. How, from a culinary aspect, a tomato is a vegetable. A tomato is a vegetable, but it is botanically a fruit because it was born from a flower. Right? Yep, I don't know is Frank's default. You're right, RJ. It's got to be. Did you also know that a banana is technically a berry? A banana is technically a berry. It's in the berry family. So is watermelon, I believe. I think watermelon is technically a berry as well, not a melon. Yes, vegetable, culinary. There's a culinary and botanical realities to things, and I had to learn this, really get it down, because Aurora needed to know. I also like the who can without probably some of you, but without Googling, explain the difference between a sea turtle, and a tortoise. I had to know that too, because Aurora asked. So we went into shell shape. We went into types of feet. The flippers versus the elephant feet, and whatever. And tortoises make ridiculously horny sounds. You remember on the show on Friday? You remember that? And tortoises, they are pretty much on land and all that stuff. Incredible. I can't believe how horny tortoises are. All right, let's see here. Saying no can lead to bigger yeses. I think we all get that. I had to say no and strip away my schedule there's dark to light had to be stripped down for me. That was 3 mornings a week, and it was there's that. There's some days that I can't even do taking it back. But things like that was huge. Let's see here. Generosity can grow your wealth. Giving can actually lead to greater wealth. When you're generous, you expand your goodwill and network, and more often than not, your generosity comes back to you in multiples. One may assume that to become wealthy, you should hold on tightly to every penny and every dollar that comes your way, but perhaps generosity is a key to component of building wealth. I 100% agree. 100% agree, and that's why I give away so much. I mean, even with this, when I say that I pay personally out of my own pocket to send these samples out to whoever wants it. I've spent it's got to be over $1,000 of my own money over the last since February to get samples to people, because I like giving things to people. B, I believe in the product, and it does wonders for me, and I know if people had a couple of sample bags, they're going to love it too, and probably go and buy a bag, which will help out our sponsors, and it's all, but that's it. So I'll take care of this. How many times do I just give things away? I love it. And I would suggest you guys do it too. In seen and unseen ways. That's the big thing, though. Obviously, through the show, I do a lot of things on air, but there's a lot of stuff you don't see. And I know that's the way it is with you guys as well. It's the unseen. What is it? Don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. So, just putting things in the piggy bank. What is the package? That package, coffee. No, this is the Quite Frankly coffee. That can be found on quitefrankly.tv, the affiliates page. It's really awesome. It's a light roast that I love. But the Keto Brainz is a non-dairy, non-sugar creamer. I'll tell you, if I ever have raw creamer from the farm, I'll still put that in my coffee. I love raw creamer from the farm because it's still so high in fat, your brain just comes alive. But there's so much more in the Keto Brainz that there you have it. Let's see here. Bry Guy says, thanks, Frank. Well, thank you. I'm going to like that. It's good to have you, man. It's good to have you. DJ, thank you. All right, well, that's a little bit life paradoxes that can change how you live. I thought it'd be a nice little thing to do with you guys. Other than that, what's up, Amy Sue? I have everything I need for tonight on the show. Jay Guanello will be in, so it's going to be a really nice evening with a good friend that I have really good rapport with. First half is going to be nice. I have with all different types of fun stuff to do with you guys, and then the second half, I'm hoping that we can get into a big Ozempic update, because I don't know. I have something to learn on all this stuff. Paying it forward is big. Zoso dude. Oh, and also, we're running low on tickets for the September Jamboree. Come out, man. We're going to take care of you. You're going to eat well. You're going to have a fun time. You're going to be in a room full of... Right now, if you were to show up, if the event was tomorrow and you were to show up, you'd be there with a little over 100 people. So many of them recognizable faces from the show. And everybody else are people you'd want to be friends with. So, do you think Ozempic people appear bigger because they... Wait. People or pee-pee? Ozempic pee-pee? Appear bigger because they hadn't seen it in so long? Oh. Maybe. If you have been morbidly obese for so long, I have to imagine that general deflation is going to make your pee-pee look bigger in some way. And even if it didn't, it might just be so pleasant. Oh, it's good to see you again. So there's that. It's the small victories. The small victories, of course. Lisa Gray. Lisa, thank you so much. That's a wonderful gift. I'm not used to getting super chats on live streams like this. It's wonderful. And thank you. Is that all? How long are we in? 36 minutes? I think that's good enough. That's good enough. Okay, you know what? 2.5 minutes, rapid fire, short answer questions. You ready? 2.5 minutes, rapid fire. I'm going to put up the stopwatch. Ready? 1. I'm just letting it get to you guys. We're starting now. 2.5 minutes. Go ahead. I know it's reversed. How's Aurora feeling? Fantastic. You know why? I really do believe it's Jane Barlow's LDM 100. Spotify when? Spotify's wasted my damn time. Why do you hate Tim Pool? I do not hate Tim Pool. Stupid question. RJ, are you going to ever host a debate on your channel? I don't know. I can moderate a debate perhaps if I'm interested in the situation. I would like to get a flat earther and a spherical earther to sit down and have a dialectic, and I'll just sit there. I'd like to do that at some point, but I don't know. I don't know what the hell I would do. How I would, I think I'd be a good moderator. Hallmark Christmas flicks or general flicks. We've been watching Christmas, and I have a really big Hallmark movie update for you. I have started conceiving of a way to to record my family watching Hallmark movies on Sunday night, making fun of them, and then I will be able to sync the sound with a downloaded version of the movie. I already have a source for the movies, and then cut it down to the best jokes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this process on Sunday. Last night we watched a movie called A Summer to Remember. This doctor went to Fiji, and she met a man who looks like Hunter Biden, and of course she fell in love with Fiji and this other guy. It's going to be great. I'm going to figure this out. Quentin Tarantino magnus opus. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't seen all of his stuff, to be honest. I haven't seen all of it. I should probably see. I still have not seen a what's it called, a Hollywood one. Are you still tight with Susan Olsen? Yes, almost there. Is baseball dead? No. Baseball sport is beautiful. Like everything, what is one league or another doing to baseball? Always remember, MLB as a corporation is a monopoly. That's 2.5 minutes. It's a monopoly. The game is beautiful. It's a part of the American story. It runs parallel to our history. It's gorgeous. And like all other things, it's up to people to bring the romance back. But I don't know. I like some changes they made. I hate others, and we got the culture affects everything. The culture affects everything. That's it. Okay, guys, be good. I gotta start working on. I gotta start working on everything else over here with the plugging in things to the format. I'll see you later. If you're going to be watching the film club tonight at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be sending you those links very soon. Make sure that you leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/quite frankly. I want all of your Gangs of New York thoughts. Please get me some voicemails. That would be wonderful. That's that. Okay. Talk to you soon. Be well. Until tonight.